following is a production of the Lakeside Chiefs Radio Network. Welcome to the Lakeside Football Report with head coach Tom Clements. Your weekly in-depth look at all things Lakeside Chiefs football. We'll look back at last week's game and look ahead and break down this week's matchup.
35-30, 25-20, 50, 10, 5, gone! Touchdown, Lakeside!
With your host, Ben McAlilly.
Welcome into the Lakeside Football Report with head coach Tom Clements. I am Ben McAlilly, the voice of the Chiefs. Coach, coming off a tough 7-6 loss on the road over at Greensboro against Southern Academy. Welcome into the show. Just kind of give us your thoughts on last week's game.
Yeah, it's good to be back in here. I know we've missed a couple weeks here. It's good to be back in and talk a little football, and just glad to get that back going. As far as last week's concerned, that was really a tough loss for us. It was a game that we were in control of, literally 90% or more of the game, and they just couldn't hang on at the end, and just was unfortunate in several areas, and just couldn't make the plays we needed to, and it's just a frustrating way to lose a game, but it is what it is, and it happened, and we just got to pick up where we left off and move on.
You found some success on the ground, both Lane Beasley kind of running almost a single wing offense, and then also running some read option. Kind of talk a little bit about like the game plan going into last week. What were you seeing?
Well, I mean, of course, we have been in the process of making adjustments with putting people in new positions and different areas, and all you can do is try to play to your strengths. And obviously our strengths now are on the ground, and so we're having to do some different things to that it fits our kids, and that's what you have to do. And our offensive coaches have done a good job of putting us some game plans together, and we're still early with it. We're only 2.5, 3 weeks into doing that, so it's something we're improving in. We're improving in areas, and we just got to keep improving, and hopefully by the first round of playoffs we'll be able to solidify some things and have a solid game plan moving ahead.
So let's focus on the positive first. What did you see that we did well coming out of last week?
We played hard, and it's never easy to. First of all, it was a 4-hour road trip, and that's just hard to deal with in itself. Sitting in a vehicle for that long and getting out, and getting ready to play. It was unfamiliar territory for us. We'd never been there before, and of course, we made some mistakes, but overall, I was just proud that we stayed in there, we played hard, and now we did make a lot of mistakes, and we had a lot of penalties, but it's a game we felt like we should have won, and we didn't, so we can't make excuses. But we played hard at times, and that's what we're looking for. We just want to see it with some more consistency.
Understood. Talk about injuries a little bit. I know Darren Maudry went down. What's his status? Were there any other injuries coming out of last week?
He's been back in practice this week, and we think he's going to be okay. And we have just your typical football bumps and bruises, and nothing really all that serious. But so we're going in with what we got, and basically we'll finally get to play our third game, with a consistent outfit. We had to move so many people around and make so many changes, but we're getting some time under our belts with what we got going now, and we're okay in that area.
You mentioned moving things around. There were some new faces on the sidelines Friday night. Talk a little bit about that, and how hard is it adjusting mid-season to do that?
It's not easy. Basically 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had to really just start over. And and of course that's not easy. That's one thing you can't help. That time is the only thing that can take care of time, and you need time to get those things in, and it just takes time. And we have added some new faces. We decided to go ahead and pull up our 8th graders from our middle school program. We have 4 of them that wanted to step up and help out. We had 3 kids that decided they would come on out when we, lost some players, and we were thankful they did that because it really helped us in practice as well. And it's a good thing for them to go ahead and get in here now and at least get a half a season under their belt, and try to get into the off-season program and be a part of the team full time next year. So, but yeah, it's not easy. It's you go into your off-season work, and you're planning and getting things together for the season, and you get the season started, and then about 3 weeks into it, you're completely done with that game plan, and you got to start over. So, technically, we're in week 7 this week. It's really kind of like week 3 for us right now. So, and if you count summer months, it's like we're just starting. But hadn't been easy, and but we're doing the best we can, and that's all we can do.
We focused on the positive earlier. What do we do well coming out of the game? You mentioned some of it. What do we need to improve on with this group? You mentioned penalties. Is it more of an execution thing? Is it a mental thing? How do you clean that up?
I think it's a little bit of both. There's and a lot of it is really just football savvy. I mean, we have some areas that we need to improve in with just general knowledge of the game. To me, that's where it starts at. You got to have an understanding of what you're doing to execute what you're doing. And if you don't have an understanding of what you're doing, how can you execute what you're doing? So, we got to get better in that area. I really can't point my finger on one in particular thing, but there's a lot of areas we can get better in. And, but I've been proud of the way, we've handled the situation we've been in, and moving people around, and it hasn't been easy, but we've been able to stay in games. We've won a game, and should have won the other night. I mean, that's just, all credit to Southern. They beat us, but we just didn't make plays when we needed to. But we just have to be a little more disciplined, and and I've said this before. It's easy to, when you don't have any backups, it's easy to sometimes take a little easy because you don't have that backup and the 3rd string and the 4th string that's pushing you for your spot. And that's something you have to challenge the kids with. They know they're going to be on the field, so they're going to have to do that themselves, to keep themselves motivated. And it's just a challenge all the way around, and we just have to make sure we're keeping a positive mindset and being disciplined and just doing the right thing.
Well, I'll say this, Coach. I've been around football a long time. With all the adversity that this team is faced, it would be easy for this team to quit, and they have not quit. So hats off to you and your coaching staff for that. The effort is still there.
We appreciate that. And I mean, it's, credit to kids. It's, instead of them dropping their heads and giving up, they chose to fight. And really, I know we haven't brought it up yet. You may have planned to, but the big win at Flint River, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I think we were the only ones in the stadium that thought, we'd have a chance. And I saw a lot in them that night, and it showed their true colors and a lot about their character as a team and individually, to literally have to change your game plan 12 or 16 hours before you're playing, and then to go over and figure out and find a way to win. And that was a special game for us. That's one that definitely I'll never forget as a head coach, and taking 13 kids over there and coming back with a win. That was just special for everybody, and that's just definitely something that we'll never forget.
I was going to bring it up actually in just a moment. You block a punt for a touchdown. You're down 9-0.
Right.
Down 9-0. You block a punt, get a touchdown out of it, get a touchdown in the second half, take the 12-9 lead, and then you make it stand up. You found a way to win. They were just a gritty win.
It was, and like I said, that was just all character and heart and determination, and that was really special, really, really special. So that was a good win for our kids and our program, and it kind of, shed some new light on some things that, because as coaches, we didn't have a clue how we were going to go out and respond and react, and it kind of gave us a sense of life as well. And as long as the kids are doing what they're supposed to do and putting in the effort, it motivates us as coaches too to do what we're supposed to be doing. So, it's just one of those deals that we just got to continue to work hard and just do the best we can. And that's what we're going to do.
Every week we kind of single out one or two players to talk about, just based on effort. Talk about this week. Talk about Brody Dismukes and Collins Mitchell.
Brody Dismukes and Collins Mitchell. Well, we'll start with Brody. He's I know he's been a 2-year starter for sure on the varsity. He is one of our starting offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Never comes off the field. He's played a lot better, I've noticed, at times, in areas he needed to improve on from last year. And seems like it, each week, and as we progress through the season, he's doing better. And so we've been proud of him, and he's actually somebody that we played him at center before, and he's played pretty much every spot up front. So he's a versatile lineman, I guess you would call it. He'd be able to step up and help us out anywhere up there that we needed. As far as Collins Mitchell goes, Collins he's hard nosed. He likes to come up and hit. I know he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he'll still come up and make a play. And he had a big night for us at Flint River, if I remember correctly. They'd like to run a lot of speed sweeps, and he and Brody Horn had a big task of containing those guys and with their offense. But Collins, he now he's more involved on the offensive side of the ball too. But he works hard. He doesn't say much. He nor Brody, neither one. They don't.
And you're right, Collins did. I think I called his name all night long at Flint River, running them trying to get wide, and he would just cut them down in their tracks. And then Brody had the fumble recovery to seal the victory over there.
Yes, sir. Both of them played well.
Well, we're going to step aside for just a minute and take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll turn the page to this week's game, the defending state champion Lowndes Academy Rebels. We'll be right back. This is the Lakeside Football Report.
This is the Lakeside Chiefs Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Lakeside Football Report with head coach Tom Clements. I am Ben McAuley. Coach, this week, defending state champion Lowndes Academy, 5-2 overall, 2-0 in region play, leading our region. But they lost last week 34-6 to Patrician. And so what do you expect from them? And tell us your thoughts.
I expect them to come over here and just play Lowndes football. They've traditionally had a good program, and here in the recent past, they won state last year, and I can't remember which classification they played in the year before that, but Coach Moyd and Coach Marshall, they do a really good job with their program, and they have their kids they play hard, they're gritty, it means something to them, and they have that in number. The majority of those kids over there, I mean, it means something to them, and I don't think people realize how much that matters when you have a group that the entire group is focused on one thing and one goal and determined to achieve that, and that's what they have. They're not huge, they're not super fast in areas. They like playing football. They're well coached, and they just get after you basically. And so I guess the biggest difference with them and a lot of other teams in our area and classification is their kids they want it. They play hard, and that's something you try to get on a consistent basis with your own program. But that's the one of the things I know that stands out to me. And I went and watched them play in the state championship game last year against Jackson, the team that eliminated us, and they had a really solid game plan, and they always do. They're very difficult to plan for, and that makes it even much more tougher. But I noticed in the state championship game, they just got after it. They were outsized up front and other areas, and it didn't matter to them. They just played football, and I think they're a good example to the rest of us. If you just get out there and you play, and play the absolute best you can, good things are going to happen in the long run. And that's just kind of where they're at right now. And like I said, they just they get the results that they want because they play hard. And they do a lot offensively, and they're difficult to match up with, and they definitely like to expose your weak areas, and you got to play discipline in the secondary. You can't come flying up on a pump fake, and they do a lot of double move stuff, and you got to play discipline to have a chance. So it's football. It's going to come down to who wins the most plays, and we're going to have to win more plays than they do, and they're going to they're going to be tough defensively as well. They always are. Coach Marshall always has a really good game plan defensively. So we'll have our hands full, and it's just going to come down to who wins the most plays. And we're going to have to focus on that and try to stay ahead of the chains and clean up some of these unnecessary penalties we've been getting and try to just play hard, because we're going to have to play harder than them to have a chance.
Last year, they beat us 36-6, I believe, here at home. We play at home again for the second year in a row, which is scheduling quirk. But their quarterback was impressive. He was a kind of a tall, lanky kid, and they went a lot of 4 and 5 wide. Do you still see they still do a lot of that?
They do, and and that's what I was just saying a little bit ago. If you're not disciplined, they're gonna burn you. And when I say that, people may automatically think I'm talking about over the top, or no, they're gonna find your weak area, and if you're not playing your assignment the way that you're supposed to play it, they're gonna expose you. They're gonna find it. And but yeah, they came over here last year, and it was a pretty tight game. And then I think we threw about 3 interceptions within an 8-minute time frame, and it went downhill from there. But we definitely got to stay away from the turnover situation and not help them, because they don't need much help. We don't need to give them the ball when we need it. So we just got to play discipline and try to keep it low scoring like we've been playing here lately, because different type of offense we're running. If we're executing it is time consuming, and we need to keep the ball and keep their offense on the sidelines, and that's something we got to really focus on.
What do you expect to see from them defensively? Do they have a certain base look, or is it?
Well, I mean, Coach Marshall's always been good about, and every defensive coach is different, but his kids are so good at recognizing the formation, and they know exactly what's most likely fixing to come at them. And I don't know exactly how he works those guys, but they're always very well prepared. So, it looks like from the majority of what we've seen, they're playing in a 40 type defense, but I know him. I'm expecting them not to play a safety this week. I think they'll add an extra man in the box, and I think it's gonna be one of those type deals. We're gonna have to run through a crease at times, and we're just gonna have to do it. And so, but they'll have a good game playing together, and it's gonna definitely be a challenge for us.
You talked about them recognizing formation and what's most likely to happen without giving too much away. How do you break your own tendencies?
Well, I used to, which I'm not calling plays this year, and I know Coach Gilmore and Coach Clements, they're in touch weekly with each other, and I'm sure they have their own little special way of doing it. But I used to go back and I just would watch film on myself. Is basically the way I looked at it. If I would write down what I did on 3rd and longs, 3rd and shorts, from the right hash, from the left hash, 1st and 10, 1st and 20, 2nd and 20, in those type situations. And if you're not careful, I mean, a good defensive coach is going to pick up on some things. So, yeah, I don't know. Remember which year it was, but I remember we were playing Macon East one night, and I had done my own tendency chart the weekend before, and I noticed several things on 1st down that I was doing too much of. And sure enough, when we broke the huddle, I could hear their coaches hollering across the field what to look out for. And then luckily for us, I had done that, and we did something else, and it was successful for us. But every coach is different, but you do have to definitely look and break down your tendencies, and because if you don't, that defensive opponent, he's breaking them down for you. So it's definitely something that's important.
Understood. So I ask you this question every week. It's kind of a generic question. What do you see as the keys to victory tomorrow night?
Keys to victory tomorrow night is we're going to have to match their intensity. And then, because, here's the truth. They're not going to come in here and respect us. We haven't done anything in the recent past for them to respect us. So I know their coaches will have a challenge this week to try to get them to stay motivated. So we've got to surprise them early, okay, and get a little confidence under our belt, and and kind of make them say, hey, wait a minute, they're here to play. Because a lot of times once you're in that situation, it's too late, So I think we need to surprise them early. We need to be consistent offensively. We cannot give up big plays defensively, which is something we're going to really have to focus on. And when something doesn't go our way, we can't hang our head and give up a few big plays afterwards. That's something we've been bad with, and we just have to learn. When something doesn't go our way, we gotta pick up where we left off and move forward. And but we're definitely gonna have to have a lot less penalties and play ahead of the chains and like I said, match their intensity and try to increase ours. So it's going to be tough. It should be. They're the #1 team in our region and defending state champ. And they have all the confidence in the world, and that's something we're still searching for. And what a better opponent to try to find it with. So it's just about convincing the kids to play their best, and they're going to have to believe that and go out and execute.
Well, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about some of the other sports going on around the Lakeside School, like cross country. I know they had a big event yesterday, but we'll be right back. This is the Lakeside Football Report.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
In Eufaula, talk to State Farm agent Sam Wise.
APEC Metal Express, offering quality service and guaranteeing to have the right parts and supplies. When you consider buying a roof or pole barn at other places, you make your decision based on a tiny sample. The warehouse at APEC Metal Express has an actual pole barn set up to give you a better idea of what yours will look like. This level of service is one of the things that sets them apart. APEC Metal Express, residential roofing, siding, trim, and in-stock pole barn kits with 16 colors in stock. 985 Technology Drive in Dothan, or call 699-5972.
Somebody cannot come to us, we go to them. It's something that we do on a regular basis, something we don't mind doing, and we work on a contingency basis.
No one has to pay us any money up front.
They do not have to pay us unless we collect for them. Unless we are successful in resolving their case through a settlement or through trial.
They don't have to pay us any money unless we get favorable results for them. If you're hurt in a car wreck, call Penn and Seaborn. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Benny Whitehead Incorporated has called Eufaula home since 1965. Today, the family-owned business owns and operates 119 tractors and trailers and employs over 150 people. Benny Whitehead is nationally known as a leader in safety and keeping the air clean and fuel consumption low. Benny Whitehead Incorporated loves Eufaula and would like to wish Lakeside and Eufaula safe and successful seasons. Deloach, Wingate & Company is a professional certified public accountant firm located at 102 Riverside Drive in Eufaula, Alabama. The firm has been in business for 30 years and has developed a number of firm specialties, including individual, corporate, partnership, nonprofit income tax returns, individual audit services, tax compliance and consulting, single audits, governmental audits, month-end reporting, payroll preparation, quarterly and annual reporting, and other general accounting and taxation consulting. Please call Deloach, Wingate & Company at 334-687-2108 or drop by their office for all of your accounting needs. Deloach and Wingate welcome the opportunity to support all of our local and surrounding schools with their athletic activities.
Your car is one of the largest and most important investments you have, so keep it looking sharp and new at Impressive Collision Center. The family at Impressive has been in business since 1940. They work closely with all insurance companies or can give you an excellent price on your minor mishaps. Also, check out all of the accessories from installed brush guards, winches, and bed liners. Swing by or give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, or call them at 687-4400. Azure Creations supports the Lakeside Chiefs. For all your screen print, embroidery, vinyl, and sublimation needs, contact Azure Creations. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Azure Crafts and Creations. Email us at azure.craftsandcreations@gmail.com or contact us at 334-695-0643. Go Chiefs! This is the Lakeside Chiefs Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Lakeside Football Report. Coach, you're not only the head football coach here at the Lakeside School, you're also the athletic director. Talk to us a little bit about other athletic sports that are going on.
Okay, well, we have a busy day going on today. Our junior pro and middle school football teams are both playing their last games for the year in Dawson, Georgia right now, and they're over at Terrell Academy, and that'll wind that up, and they'll start basketball practice here in the near future, and so they're finishing their seasons up today. Our volleyball teams are playing over at Abbeville Christian right now as we speak. It's a region game for our varsity. They have senior night coming up against Macon East next week, and that'll be our last home match with that. Their playoffs will be starting very soon, so it's a lot of your extra fall sports are coming to a close, winding up, and we're fortunate to win cross country state championship yesterday with the girls. They went over to Auburn and to the state meet, and our girls ended up finishing first in the state, and we're definitely proud of them for that. And so that's another area in athletics we've been doing well in, and it's track and cross country area, and just really good for them to go over and represent our school and bring back a first place trophy. That's that's very nice. So that's really all we have going on right now. Of course, we play the varsity football game here tomorrow night. And basketball is right around the corner. Volleyball playoffs, football playoffs. It's pretty much about that time of year. So it'll be here before you know it.
Going back to football, as it stands right now, we would be the 4 seed. Is that correct?
If Coosa Valley can beat Southern, it would go to a three-way tie. We have the point advantage. Southern's +1. If they lost to Coosa Valley, that would put them in the negative number. If we already beat Coosa Valley, you only get 15 points. We beat them by more than 15. So lost to Southern by 1, that puts us at +14. So if Coosa Valley just beats Southern, that would put Southern as the 4. I'm sorry, put Coosa Valley as the 4, and us as the 3. Southern would be out.
Interesting.
So, and that will put us going to Toxie, Alabama, play South Choctaw if we were the 3 seed. And then, of course, the 4 seed is going to have to go to Jackson. So either way, you're looking at a 4-hour plus drive, and that's just kind of the scenario right now.
Understood. Well, just to wrap it up here on the Lakeside Football Report this week, Coach, you got any final words you want to add this week?
Just come on out and support us, and we'll be here tomorrow night, and just looking for a a good football game and good atmosphere, and just hoping that we can come out and improve this week and improve the next and just keep it going in that motion. So, but yeah, just come on out and support us if you can, and can't, you can tune in to Ben right here, and he'll keep you covered throughout the game.
Well, fantastic. Well, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Reeves Field on the campus of the Lakeside Schools, the Lowndes Academy Rebels at the Lakeside Chiefs. For Coach Tom Clements, I'm Ben McLilley. My time here is up, and I thank you for yours. Go Chiefs.